I'm Roniel.
I'm DaRon.
Hey man, gotta say something. Have anybody or have you seen Wednesday?
Yes.
I don't know what your thoughts is, but I will say that is a different take on the Addams Family than I thought I would have gotten from this. So I was just kind of like very excited about it. But at the same time, I was like, this is going to be your same usual bullshit. But when you seen the trailer, it was kind of different. Yeah. And I'm like, I like this. I can go for a season 2 if they don't take 2 or 3 years for it. But what do you think about it? I like it.
I actually enjoyed it as well. It was so one thing I thought was a little jarring was I remember the Addams Family, at least as such as I recall it, speaking a fair bit of French. And yeah, there wasn't that much French in there, which was a little weird. But it was good. It was well done. It actually was well done. When I saw it, I said, I'm either going to like it or I'm going to hate it when I saw, that it came up. And actually, I liked it.
It seemed like they were Mexicans.
Yes.
So I was like, is that really how the Addams Family was? I thought they were French, as you said, or I knew they speak French, but I thought they were French. And in this one, they're like Mexican. So
I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? Right? Because you have Uncle Fester, and Fester is not a Hispanic name of any kind.
Yeah. And Goodies wasn't either.
Yeah, no. The only one I'm aware of is Gomez.
Yeah. That makes sense. But like Matricia.
Yeah. Right.
Wednesday. Okay. So it's just like it was weird, but I really liked the dynamic of the show, and I could go for a season 2. And I wish they would come on and bring Sandman.
Yes.
The next season out, please. Can we get this season? Like, they wait too long for a freaking season to the point where you kind of don't want to see it anymore. Like, your hype for it is gone. So Netflix, get it together. We're trying to tell you.
That's actually what I fear about the next Dune one, because that was I think slated for 1.5 years, 2 years out, which was a travesty because I say travesty. The first I thought was very well done. It was a lot of fun. We of course talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And The Witcher, I'd love to see another season of The Witcher.
I know. I'm kind of sad that Mr. Superman is leaving, but then they're getting Chris Hemsworth's brother. So I'm wondering how that's going to work out. But I am excited to see this, to see where they go. I love the Witcher series. Matter of fact, I'm probably going to watch it again. And that's going to be ecstatic for me. But yeah, I just think you need to hurry up and get these shows out, because it just literally the hype goes down, and then, nobody cares. I know for me that if it takes too long, sometimes I just won't even go back and look at it. So
act faster.
Either way. Right. And if you guys haven't already, go check out our, Sandman, Doom episodes where we, discuss and review them. So we'll probably do more reviews in the future, but definitely go check them out on our channel. But anyway, we got an interesting topic to talk about today. So I'm going to let DaRon kick it off.
A little while ago, we received a phone call from a gentleman who was asking us what could be found out about their system if someone found a camera. And of course, we're sitting there going, well, I don't know what you mean. That's so vague, so wide open, right?
Right.
And the gentleman went on to explain that a camera, so terrible. He had placed a camera in the women's bathroom, right, at his workplace.
Why would he ask you? Like you? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we're getting there. And what he was interested in, I guess, a woman had figured it out and had reported the camera. Now this is at a hospital, and had reported the camera. And so the hospital was doing an investigation. I'm not going to say what hospital, but let's say it's very large. hospital. And the hospital was doing an investigation trying to sort of figure out where this thing came from. And his question was, okay, so if they're taking all these computers, to include this individual, the individual is a doctor, by the way. Yeah.
Damn doctor. Can't trust the doctors nowadays.
That's well, we talked actually about that a little bit. There are certain professions where you can get away with inappropriate and creepy things a little more than other professions. Doctor is one, gymnastics coach is another, martial arts instructors, things of that nature, teachers.
And preachers.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of experience with that one. So what he was really interested, what he was actually after ultimately is, should I go ahead and turn myself in now? Because he was afraid that if they, since they had the camera, and of course they had all the computers, if they looked in the computers, well, could they tie his camera to his computer? Meaning, could they tell that he plugged his camera into there, or plugged the memory stick in there from the camera? And it was apparently one of those little ones that's designed to look like just a phone charger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and we flat out told him, yes, of course they can. And of course, right?
Yeah, yeah. Why? I mean, so he tried to disguise it as a charger, like the charger ones, and somebody figured it out. What did the person pick it up and then say, "Hey, why is this sitting here?" and then started playing with it?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Oh gosh, that's very curious. That's good. I'm glad they caught it.
I'm glad that they caught it too. I'm actually absolutely ecstatic. Now, we're going to get into the dark, unpleasant part of, unfortunately, the legal industry. You ready? You're not going to want to hear it. So, we of course know who the perpetrator is and was, right? But we're not allowed to tell anyone.
Damn.
The reason being, for legal purposes, we are part of his legal team, and we get held to the same standards as lawyers in that regard. So I can't go off and run around and say, oh, this person was doing a bad thing, and report it straight away to the cops. There are some minor caveats to it, but for something like this, we're 100% not allowed to. And I can actually give you another example. So one of my partners years ago was working a case. It was a kiddie porn case where pictures were taken of this young girl, 7-year-old girl, and there was strong suspicion as to who it was. But the problem is, all of the pictures were taken of the girl, but none had the photographer in it. And they needed to actually have hard evidence, because that's the way this works, in order to get the individual involved. And we were on the defense side. And you have to understand, as much... it wasn't my case. I would never take a case like that. But as much as terrible as it sounds and seems, in our legal system, everyone has the right to get a proper defense, and it's actually important that the defense tries their damnedest, so that we, for example, try our damnedest. The reason being, if the lawyer doesn't, or what have you, then the person may get an appeal and may get a proper conviction thrown out as a direct result.
Oh.
Right. So you don't want that. And now, what that doesn't mean is that you lie and make up things. We've talked about that as well. We are completely honest. We're very transparent. When we write reports, our reports go to both sides for all intents and purposes, to include the police, so the prosecutor, or if we're on the side of law enforcement, the defense winds up getting the reports as well. But what wound up happening was so my partner happened to notice that there were shoes of the photographer in one of the pictures.
Oh gosh.
Now, he can't go off and say to the police, "Oh, I know who your man is, and I know this because, da 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 da." But what he could do very slyly was say, "Oh, it's interesting that there are a pair of shoes in there," and police just happened to overhear it, and now the police were, as a result of that offhand comment, able to tie the shoes to the individual, and it was a grandfather who was taking pictures. Right.
That's disgusting.
That is disgusting. It's very disgusting. But the point being, sometimes, unfortunately, in our industry, we know or have a good idea who did something, and we can't necessarily tell. We can't go off to law enforcement because that would be grossly illegal. We would get in huge trouble. The case would get thrown out. It'd just be absolutely terrible. But in this particular case, so like when we're giving counsel, well, it was as simple as, and I've done this actually in a number of cases, yes, they can find it out, and we actually advised the doctor to go through and turn himself in. Unfortunately, the hospital did something akin to a lot of churches and just moved the doctors around, which is actually common. But I will say, while nothing was done to him, at least we were able to guide the situation where it needed to be. And from my perspective, I can look at it and say my conscience is clear. I gave good advice, proper advice, and the proper advice, of course, was yes, they can figure it out, and yes, you should head this off and tell them, hey, this was mine. Whether or not he did, I can't make him, kind of deal, but we always try to give advice of that nature as it's appropriate. We've had, I think I've mentioned here before, I had an instance of someone who admitted he had looked at a bunch of kitty pictures, and we told him the truth and nothing but the truth, and we urged him to continue to go through the counseling. He was getting counseling, but also to just admit it and try to move on. I think that's the best advice you can give, and the best thing that you can do, at least for your clients in a case like that. But I just thought it was interesting because in this particular case, we're talking about a little device, and I know you'll hear people talk about bugs being found in hotels and things of that nature in bathrooms. It's actually fairly rare, but if you are planting one of those bugs, just be aware that people can figure out if they have the bug and they have your computer, or they have the serial number from it and your computer, they can figure out you plugged it in, you were the one who's been using it.
So how common is it for people to use fiber optics?
Not very.
I remember in college, we built the camera using fiber optics, but you couldn't tell unless you really knew, and you could actually get to data.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems, though, is, well, I guess problems from the criminal's perspective. Most criminals, either one, aren't aware of the technology, or two, don't have the money, or just lazy. I don't know what it is, but a lot of times they don't put research into these things.
And I'm not telling anybody to go do that. We're not telling people to do that. I'm just saying that I know that there are better ways to do it. And I just kind of think like that was a dumbass idea. Like, yeah, it may look like it's hiding,
right,
but a lot of people will go around and steal chargers.
Right.
So,
That's true.
we're going to play around with it and pick it up and wonder why it's there, especially if it's been sitting there forever. Like, you didn't think about that. So, my thought was I was just wondering how many people use that. And that's like, I'm not saying that you can't catch it, but it's like, would anybody really notice unless like, hey, there's just this wire hanging out, I'll put it back in there.
Yeah, I think one of the big things in those cases, so we do bug sweeps and things of that nature, and of course you can pick up the electromagnetic signature from it. But most people, number one, don't have anything to do that kind of thing with, and two, I don't think they would know. And like you said, unless the thing either one just popped up mysteriously in a weird position where it's very clearly pointed at the bathroom, or two, it hung around strangely for a long time. And even worse, if it was intermittent, you'd see it and it disappeared.
Yeah.
Because why would you put a charger in the bathroom? And
I really don't understand it. I mean, why do you want to see women in the bathroom anyway? I mean, were they in the shower, like, or something?
No, that's the silly part. It's just a regular bathroom, so it would be just stalls.
Like, it's disgusting. Like, what if they're using the bathroom? Do you want to hear that? Like, I don't want to hear that.
I suspect that was his thing.
Like, he liked to hear women poop.
I'd rather not think about it. If I don't have to think about it, I'm okay.
I know, but I just don't understand. There's some dumbass criminals out here, and I just try to, like, what is the motive? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, I could, and I don't think this is right at all, but, it's one thing you're trying to peep on people that are in a bathroom, they're changing, they're showering, right. But these people are using the bathroom.
Right. Yeah, the locker room kind of deal makes more sense.
But even then, it's not right to peep.
No.
Time or look at people or do shit like that. And there was no cameras, like not in the bathroom, but outside. Like, how did he get it in there?
Yeah, I wondered that too. I don't know if maybe it was because his privilege as a doctor. Maybe he could. I don't know, but he would go in and out frequently. He told us he plugged it into his computer 7 times, which is a lot of times.
No. And you didn't. Never mind. Anyway. Everybody out there, doctors, lawyers, whoever the hell you are, preachers, coaches, stop this shit. It's disgusting. There are so many, like, if you're older and you feel like, and I'm sorry, I got to say this, if you're older and you feel like you haven't found anything that stimulate you or to make you feel great, there are people out here your age. Go find somebody your fucking age, not somebody that's younger than you. Stop this creepy shit. Like, it's disgusting. And stop using your power to get through things. Like, you're only going to lead to go to jail.
Yes.
Like, what is the percentage rate of these people getting away? With technology nowadays, you're not getting away.
Well, but the sad thing is he did effectively get away with it, right? Because this stupid hospital did like the churches and just moved them to a different hospital.
And they do, but just think about it. He's not going to stop.
Yeah, he's not going to stop.
Eventually, he's going to get caught. So, do you really want to do that? Like, if you get off once, you'd think you would stop and let it go. Like, hey, that was a close one, because he's not going to stop, and you're going to eventually get caught. And then what?
Yeah.
Okay, then you go down for like, it's not even worth your time. Your career. You're a doctor.
Yeah.
And people trust you. Coaches. Preachers, like, people trust you and you take that trust and misuse it. Like, that is not good. That is not good. Shame on you guys. Shame.
Yeah.
Everybody knows your name. So I'm just going to say, like, that is not a good thing. We don't think it's great. We don't condone that. And I hate people that do that. Like,
I agree.
I hate to say it. Like,
at least the benefit is it is traceable.
Yeah. And they're not smart enough. They don't think about that, but you even have IT guys who think they know it all and they don't think it, right? Like,
yes.
Come on, man.
Yes, they actually tend to be the worst. They're the easiest to find usually. They think they know it all.
Stupid criminals. This is Stupid Criminals Diary 101. Volume 1 of the stupidest criminals that Mr. Digital Forensic guy here has actually found. Anyway, yes, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know if you have anything else, DaRon, to tell people, but don't do it. Don't do it. We don't condone it. Anyway, I'm Roniel.
I'm DaRon.
And if you like this episode, there's more to come. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more episodes like this one. Until the next time.
Have fun.